Okay, fine. Fine, guys. Okay. So long time to connect with you again. Fine. Uh, I hope you understand or still remember the things that we discussed last in the previous weekend. What was that? I'll just give you a glance or what a refresher. What all things we discussed. So, guys, we have discussed multiple things in last few sessions. We have discussed about the return types. Okay, we have worked on your if-else conditions for the return type. Where should we return? Where should we not return? What is the exact way, accurate way to actually return a value? We cannot just directly write a return statement in the every if and else condition. Either we should create what some sort of a variable, and then we'll try to update the values and then return it at the last. So a particular method should have a single return statement before a last curly braces. Like this should be a return statement here. Okay, fine. Then we have discussed about what? Hmm? We discussed about method overloading concept. That is a very important concept that comes under where? It comes under polymorphism. So polymorphism is what? Polymorphism is an another oops concept of your Java that says polymorphism is divided into two words, poly plus morph. Poly means many and morphs means forms. Okay, so a particular method can have different forms, and based upon your usability requirement, you can actually overload a particular method with the same name. But what are the different conditions that we discussed? Hmm? So these were the conditions. First of all, you cannot have the duplicate method's name in case your parameters are matching. Like if you have a test methods with zero parameter, you cannot have again this this test method with a zero parameter. Okay, you have to put some parameters inside this. Okay, now what was the conditions? First of all, you cannot have the duplicate names, but you can have duplicate methods when parameters are different. Fine, parameters are different means I can have a int a parameter, a single parameter. Also, I can have a single parameter but a different data type. That is allowed. Next, if my counts of the parameters are different, like in one case I am having an int a, in another case I can have an int a and int b, means couple of parameters. So counting of parameters is also there, in which I can actually overload a method. Next, what? Sequence or on position of the parameters are actually what? Important. So let's suppose if I am putting it here like int a and or I'll just take, yeah, string c and string int d I take two parameters, but in the another method I am taking both the two parameters same, but in the shuffling order, in the reshuffled order. So this is also allowed, and this will also helps you to do the what? Method overloading. So these are the different parameters, different the rules to make sure a method is overloaded. Now, is there any impact of the return statement matters on my method overloading? No. It will actually give me an error warning that your method is duplicate if you are trying to method overload or overload a method with a return statement that I've already told. See here, if I'm just giving this particular value, this particular method I'm already having, we have to actually see the what? The signature. See, it is having public static, some method name and int a. It is also having public static. It's not void now. So still it is going to give you the same thing. Why? Because in this only you're returning something, but the method signature remains the same. Fine. So you should make sure that return type does not matter, but you should not give a return type, and you cannot overload a method with a return statement. Fine. So four important parameters are there that have to make sure. See, these are the guys, it has to be asked by the interviewer, and these four things has to be given as an answer. If you'll just give, it can have a different parameter, it can have, counting of the different parameter, it won't suffice the need. You have to tell them to impress an interview. You have to tell them there are that 4 to 5 strategies, rules for a method to be overloaded. And why method is called compile time polymorphism or static binding, or static polymorphism. I told you why. See, because see, understand from an example, the same example. So what I've done in this case, I have actually overloaded my method, this test method with a zero parameter. Fine. And I'm saying test method with one int parameter. Perfect. And I'm saying in this test method with one string parameter. And in next, I'm saying what? Yeah, test method with two int parameter, and in this I am saying one string, one int parameter, and one int, and then one string parameter. Just few sort of a console output. I just want to print it. Now, why it is called compile time polymorphism? See, as soon as I am creating an object, this is object, you know now. And as soon as an object is created, now you know the method consumption and memory consumption also. Huh? That heap and stack where this object is going to be created, it is going to be created inside my heap, not a stack. Stack are for what? For local variables and methods also? No. Methods will be stored inside my heap objects. So method photocopy of all the methods will be given to my heap memory, not to the stack. Stacks are just for my local variables and rest what? Hmm? I'll tell you one more thing. Wait for a few minutes. Okay. So now I have created a object of a testing, and with the help of this object reference variable t, can I call my multiple methods? These are test methods. See, as soon as I write test here, and control shift, can you see those multiple methods are coming as a suggestion for me? Why? So these are being detected by the compiler at the compile time, or I am saying that the binding of the what method to my reference variable is taking place at the compile time. That's a definition that I'm talking about. Binding of the method with my reference variable is taking place at the compile time, or I am calling the method at the compile time. So compiler will know that which method to call. Fine. I also know this which method to call. So compiler is giving me some suggestions that Nishan, which method to call. I am saying if I want to call so zero parameterized method, will this work? Hmm? See this? It is going to work. Some test method with zero parameter. This is it. Uh, no parameter. Fine. Now, if I'm just going to call what? Let's suppose t dot test again. If I'm saying I want to call your string name and okay, name one and name two. But I want to give some string. Let me just give me niche and just a second. What happening? Come on. If I am giving money, anything, some names are there, string names are there, and can I just call this particular method also? Huh? See, first of all, method was test parameter, no parameter, and with the string one and string two, what is there? Yeah, only test parameter with again two string parameter. Fine. I'm just going to call this method again, and then we'll see. So what happening, guys? As soon as I am calling, a compiler will know that which method to call and it will be giving me suggestions to me. So that is why this is called as compile time polymorphism. Polymorphism understand many forms of a method. Method overloading understand what are the different rules of a method, that we cannot have a return type, but with different parameters, counting of the parameters, sequence of the parameters, and different types of the parameters, all matters. And then you can actually overload a method for you. Perfect. Real-time use case, I've already told you what it was, a payment gateway systems, login page, or you want to do the payments with the multiple functionalities like UPI ID, PayPal, some string, your credit card details with CSV numbers, OTP. Huh? We have discussed all these things. The real-time use cases are these only. And I have told you how to call a multiple methods in case of a method overloading by creating an object or reference variable of a particular class. You can actually call multiple methods in the method overloading case. Perfect. Now, let us just try to what create a separate package, and we'll discuss more about now static things. Okay, fine. See, it is giving some error warning to me right now. Why? Huh? Because see, static is actually a keyword in Java. That's why it is not asking me to create something else. Okay. I just created a static concept. These are the package I create. Now I'm just creating a particular class inside this is a concept. Let us take the same employee class with a main method, guys. Okay, Ji. Perfect. Now next what? Hmm? Let us try to create two methods. One, let it be static method, and let us try to create one non-static method. Something like this: public void. I can create public void. Okay, get mail. Something like I want to get a mail method. Do I need to have some parameter? No, I don't want. I'm just saying what something like this get mail method. Perfect. Okay, and I want to create some sort of a same method, but that is now an static method for me, and static void, yeah, and sent mail method. Two methods are there, one get mail method and one sent mail method. So one of the method is static, one of the method is what, non-static. Hmm? How many methods are there static in this particular class? Can you visualize how many methods? Two methods static, this one and obviously this one. Huh? Only one method is non-static. Hmm? Fine, perfect. Now Can you tell me first of all where this object? So I'll do one thing. I'll try to create an object of this particular class and say this like this. Done. And I'll just give that your sign here. Now tell me one thing. First of all, just try to open what a paint diagram. Okay, just to understand again my see guys, whenever you are doing something, just try to keep in mind the memory utilization, because this is going to keep you refreshed with this memory way. Okay, and I'm just going to do something, some lining is there. That's it, perfect for me. And that's what I'm just saying, that this is my heap and I want to 20, and I'm saying now this is my what again, this is my stack guys. Perfect. And I didn't keep the left space left for this CMA, but let it be. I'm just printing it here. This is my CMA. Okay, perfect. CMA, or what is the name I can call it? Huh? CMA or permanent generation or meta space, anything I can call it is. So this is my a common memory allocation where all my what things will be stored? All my static methods will be stored till this thing. So both these methods will now go where? It will go here. Perfect. Will it go here now? Hmm? Yeah, it will go here only. Fine. So both of the static methods will go and we utilize a space inside my common memory allocation, since these are static in nature. Where now I have created an employee object. So what should I do? I have just created an employee object. It's something like this. Employee object is there, which is being referred from which your even. Even is there object reference variable, which is actually referencing this particular object. And now tell me how many references or how many copies of a method will be given to this thing, means to this object. Will get mail, sent mail, and main methods all will go to the copy of this particular heap memory, or only a get mail method? Hmm? So since this get mail method is non-static in nature, guys, I have told you this thing multiple times, only this particular thing will be going here. Hmm? So this public static get mail method will be the part of this heap memory. Stack consists of even only, and CMA consists of all these, both these method. Now, what I have to do if I have to call what? A non-static method. Let us just try to exit it with the help of an even. We'll try to access both the your methods. First of all, see this. Can I access get mail method from here? Hmm? And check it out if I'm able to print the values or not. Yes, I'm able to print get mail method. Now, see this. Am I able to access your sent mail method from here? Yeah, I can do that. Hmm? Can I print it? Yeah, it is printed. Now, now understand why I'm writing this thing. So, guys, if you remember, for the static methods, I have already told you a concept that if you want to access the static methods, then there are three ways. And I have told you the best way also. Huh? I've told you, correct? What are these three ways? First of all, I can actually access my static methods with what? Directly. Can I do that? If I'm just trying to say I want to access the sent mail method, can I do this directly? Yeah, I can do this directly. Can I see this now? See, I have already created some object, but I am not utilizing this particular reference variable. I want to call this particular sent mail method directly. Can I do this? Yeah, surely I can do this. Any other way? Hmm? Second way was what? Class name dot method name. What is the class name here? It is the employee class. Can I check it out? Just saying this employee dot sent mail method. I want to access it. Can I do this? Check it out. Yeah, I can do this. And was this the best way? I told you best way to call the static methods only. Why? Because you are calling them with the help of your class name, guys. Okay. Can you call them with the help of your reference variable also? You can call them. Even dot send me. Yes, you can call them, but can you see this? It is giving you a warning. Why? That it is saying the static method which you are trying to call should be accessed in the static way only. The same thing you were trying to actually access the variables. So even though you can actually access, say, this particular send mail method from here, but it is a wrong route. It is directly going from the stack to the CMA. What is the correct route? Huh? Just directly call with the help of the class name. Fine. Need not to create an object for it. Why would we create an object to access the static methods when a common memory has been allocated to them? So always make it a habit that you can actually call it with the help of a reference variable, but this is not the correct way. It's an incorrect way. The best way is to call with the help of the class name. Okay. I hope you understood this point. Fine. Cool. Next thing is what? Now, next comes your another important interview question about this thing. What is the signature telling us? Public static void main with string arguments parameter as an array integer, array type. Huh? So interviewer is asking that tell me the first of all the signature of an public static void main method means whatever main method you use in a class. Can you tell me the signature of it? So guys, remember this thing. This is the only signature which is accepted by the Java, not by any developer, by the Java. So JVM is only going to call this particular program if it finds this particular signature inside a program. As soon as I am going to change the signature of this particular uh, you know method, see this what changes will be there. I'll just tell you, but before that just try to understand what is public here. So guys, public is something an access modifier that I have yet not told you. I'll be telling you in the later sessions, but understand if public is written behind any method, it is publicly available. You can just directly access that method in any of your packages, in any of your class, outside class, something like this. So for that reason only, this is public so that JVM can directly call outside from this class this particular method. Perfect. That's why it is public, because it is publicly available due to the public access modifier. Now, why the main method is void? Hmm? So what is the meaning of void? That means this particular method is not returning anything. Now, do you want main method to return something? Huh? Okay, let us consider this main method is returning something, some values that it is returning. Now tell me who is going to catch that value, who is going to store that value. First of all, visualize who is actually calling this particular main method. Do any other method is calling this main method or directly JVM is calling? So guys, JVM is internally calling without creating any object this particular main method. Do you consider that JVM should actually catch the value this main method will return? Is this the correct expected response? That this main method should return something? No. Returns are done whenever we are writing a business logic. In whichever method we are actually writing some business logic, then it is expected that we should actually return something. It is not expected that main method should return something. That's why it is always kept, main method is always kept at blank, so that first of all JVM can directly call this method and it is not expecting any sort of return value. Okay, because main method is just void. Why? It is acting as a caller method only. From main method, what you are doing? You are actually creating an object, and with the help of an object, you are fetching the what variables and methods. So this main method is only acting as what? As a caller method. And we never write a business logic inside the main method, hence no requirement of returning any output, fine, from this method. And hence this main method is always void. Fine, cool. Now, you can ask me why main method is static then? First of all, obviously, memory utilization is one of the key things that I don't really want that a copy of this main method should be given to all the objects. I don't want. Fine, because since if main method has to be called from the JVM and only, why not to keep it as a static and just assign it as a common memory allocation here? Why to give it as a every time a new object is created, a photocopy will be given to the main method in this objects? No, I don't want. I won't. See, since this main method is only acting as a caller method where I am creating my objects and then calling other methods, so I want to keep it as a static. Next reason is what? I want that JVM should directly call this particular method without creating any object. Huh? Should JVM create an object to particularly call this particular main method? Is there any requirement such like you should create an object? No. JVM can directly create an call this main method. Why? Because it is static in nature. Class name dot method name. Cool. You know that thing. That's why it is kept at static. So now you understood why main method is public, static, void, and obviously main is the method name given. Next what? String arguments with the array type. So this main method is expecting, guys, a string arguments, array arguments. Means JVM can give any arguments to this particular method. It can give a blank also. A blank means null since it is string. It can give some internal other arguments also. So it's depend upon JVM what it is giving internally. But for time being, I'm telling you, JVM is not giving anything to this particular method as a argument parameter. No value is being given. It is just giving a null. Okay. So now we understand the concept that why this main method is public, static, void in nature, and why it consists of string arguments. Okay, and not other thing. Now, just understand and one thing. Now you can actually see this run as Java application. Yes, or you can. If I am saying that Java or JVM, I am actually changing a parameter type of this particular main method, and I am saying now trying to run this particular program. Can you see this change? As soon as a signature is changed, guys, the array arguments is removed and only a single string data type value is there. It just said that I cannot identify the signature present inside my program of the main method. Your main method signature is incorrect or it is not present at all inside the program. So correct your main method or correct the signature of the main method. Hmm? This is the case. Okay. So you should always keep main method with the exact signature it is expecting. This is our signature. Huh? Now, can I keep this square brackets before and after? Can I do this? Yes, you can do this. This is not an issue. See, I told you, you can keep all these things here also, okay? Or here also. It's not a big deal. It's the same thing. Fine. Okay. So this is how you should keep your signature of this particular main method. You should never change it out. Okay. Okay, so this is all about your main method, why it is static void main and the string parameters, and why what if we are changing the string type of parameters, or if I'm just writing int a something like this, it won't give you any compile time error, but it is going to surely give you what some runtime error, or even it is not going to run, not going to run even. Okay, now next question. As we have actually overloaded our non-static methods in the previous testing way, can we do this? Can we actually overload our static methods also? Hmm? Can you do this? Now what I'll do, I'll just create one more, another, I'll just remove all these classes from here. Save it. Fine, save it in bits. I'll just create a testing class again in my this static concept package. Okay, and with a public method. And now what I'm saying that I have actually overloaded the non-static method. Perfect, I know this thing. But what I want now is that what I should have some static methods, and let's try to overload these things. So not void, public static. I can keep a void, obviously. Method overloading. Now you know the concept. What? Same name, but with different parameters and multiple other things. So first of all, I'm creating a method, a static method with zero parameter. Perfect. Now what I'm doing, I'm just saying the send mail. You do have what? You have some subject also. I'm sending a mail with some subject. Perfect. So I'm saying static method with one parameter as subject. So whatever value I am getting, I'll be printing it here. Okay. This is one thing. Another part I'm saying, now you overload this particular method again. Okay. And do what? I want some two string parameters, like I want a string subject also, and I want to send it to. Okay. Okay. So I'm just uh, what? Doing some concatenation with two also. Perfect. Now I'm saying that now you have three parameters, just two parameters, three parameters, something like this. You can have it anything. I'll just take three more, one more parameter, and I'm saying you do a CC also. To whomsoever you are sending a mail, do a CC, and you just concatenate it again. Perfect. So now that means that makes shows us that we can actually overload a static method also. We can actually overload what? A non-static method. Then we can actually overload our static methods also. Now it is clear to us. Will this run now? The question is this. Hmm? What should we do? To call a particular static method or whatever method we have, what should we do? Should we create an object of this particular class and then call the methods? Hmm? First of all, tell me, where should all these methods should go in the memory space? Heap, stack, CMA, or where? Since now all the methods are of a static type, guys, it will be going inside all my where? In my CMA only. It will be utilizing space inside the common memory allocation. Huh? Okay. Next what? I have to call now this static methods. What are the ways? Three ways I told you. either with the help of your class name dot method name, directly method name, or with the help of your reference variable. So obviously reference variable is never recommended. Let us try to call your static methods with the help of your what? Class name. So testing is the class, testing dot. This is my send mail method. As soon as I write send sc, it gave me multiple suggestions. Fine. That you can, Nishant, either you can use this send mail method which is returning void. You can use send mail method which having string subject one, then two string parameters and three. So either of the methods I can actually use. It is giving me a compile time suggestions. So this is also a compile time polymorphism for me, a method overloading of a static method. Is it? Can we consider it? Yes. So we can actually overload our non-static methods also. Hmm? Then we can actually store your overload our static methods also. The only difference is that of your what? Huh? Your memory utilization plus calling of the methods. So I'm just calling a zero parameterized method of a send mail. See, static method with zero parameter. So I can just directly call all my static methods with the help of the class name. That means static methods and non-static methods can both be overloaded. Now, the question is, important question is, can we overload the what? Main method? Can we do this? Obviously, it is static. That means I should be able to do this. But can I overload a main method? Can we see? Just see. I'm just printing it like a main method. Okay, let be main method. Then what I want to overload it. How should I overload it? Parameter change. If I don't want any arguments, array arguments, I just want simple string A. Okay. Can I again overload this? I want now int A. I want integer data type. Can I overload? Okay, it is working. Then else what? Huh? Can I use a two parameters? Int A, and I am saying string B. Will this work? Okay, it doesn't give me any sort of compile time error. Hmm? So that means can I overload a main method? Huh, guys? From this, we can actually infer that yes, I can actually overload my main method. But tell me one thing. What is the use case of overloading a main method? What will compiler or your JVM will do? Question is now, which method JVM will call now? I'm writing main method with what? String array arguments, and I'm writing with string single parameter. Then I'm writing main method with int parameter single. Okay, and then I'm writing main method with two parameters. Perfect. Only this thing is just to make sure we are it is working or not. Now tell me one thing, which method it is going to call? Because see, signature everything remains same. The only change is what your parameters. It is having some array arguments. It is having some your single string value. Again, third one is having an int value, and fourth one is having a two values. Now see this. As soon as I'm doing run as Java application, which method it picked up? Hmm? Main method with string arguments array one. So that means it makes sure that JVM is only going to pick that method, that main method, which is having this correct signature. Because it is only going to check it out for the public static void main with having string arguments as an array parameter. If it is not there, first of all, the program will not run, and you cannot JVM cannot directly call any other main method, even if it is almost 50%, 70% signature same. Now, can you ask Nishant, but can you call what this main method, this second main method inside my this main method? Can I call this? Obviously, this is a concept of a method overloading, and you have told that you can call with the help of the class name dot method name. So can you try? Can you tell me now here? Can I call the other main methods? Yes. See this dot main. Can you see this? Main int a, main string arguments. It is calling. It can call. Huh? It can call, guys. No issue in this case. So now see this. If I'm just trying to call, I'm just trying to call this one, and I'm saying int value is this. And what about this? A string value is Nishan. something like this, and I want to call this main method from this main method. Now what will happen? First of all, this is going to print because JVM is directly going to call this particular method. Fine. First line, this will be printed. Main method will string arguments array parameter. Then I am calling in the next 20th line testing.main with this two parameters, one and your string this. So then main method with two parameters will be printed. Can we see this? Check this. See this? Main method first of all is string your arrays argument, and then main method with two parameters. That means you can actually call any static method with the help of the class name dot method name, no matter they have same signature also, but obviously you cannot have a duplicate main method in a class. Parameters obviously should have been changed, and if parameters is changed, then you can then Debian just can directly call only single main method, not twice. Hmm? Okay, now let us do one more thing, one more exercise, and I'm just going to cross this out. We'll try to create two more classes. What is this? Let it be a class with have a main method, a simple concept to understand, and then we'll be calling one more class, a simple B class, uh, a simple main method, a simple thing to understand a logic, a concept. Hmm? Now, the question is, since both the classes consist of one main method, can I call class B main method, where? In class A main method. How to do that? First of all, tell me. How to call class B main method? First of all, tell me how to call class B main method in this class only. Hmm? B dot main? Huh? Or what? Why to call this main method from the B? Huh? I'm not calling any other method. Main method will be directly called from the where? From my JVM. Now the question is, tell me, how can I call this main method, this class B main method in my class A main method here? What is the way to call a particular static method? Hmm? Test class dot method name, test name dot sorry class name dot method name. Can we try? B is my class name. Dot main is my method name. Can I call this? What should I pass inside the arguments? So I'm actually passing whatever arguments is there. So whatever, first of all, see now how this program will run. JVM is going to come inside the class. It is going to interact this fifth line. Fine, check it out that this syntax or the signature is correct for this particular class. Then it is going to run this particular main method, provide some null arguments. Ideally, it doesn't have any arguments to pass inside this main category. So it is going to provide the blank, and the same blank I am going to provide in my b.class main method. See, the same arguments I'm going to provide it here. So let us suppose what I am writing, I'm just writing, just to understand that I am printing correct, b main method, and I am printing it here. First of all, whenever JVM is calling this method, I am making sure that it is going to print some values. Hmm? Okay, so let me just try to run this out. Will this work fine? Let us check. Just a second. I'll just run this particular thing. Now guys, understand this thing. See this, see the magic now. It called A main method, then it called B main method. How? I hope you're getting this. I have two classes, and both these two classes consist of only main methods. In first one of the main method A, I am printing what? A main method. And in second of the main method B, I am just printing what? B main method. And what I'm saying inside a.java class, fine. After printing this thing, I'm just calling the B class main method with the help of class name dot method name. I can do this. Yes, I can do this. The arguments is what? I am passing the direct arguments which JVM is giving to me. If JVM is passing one here, I'll be passing one here. If JVM is internally passing two here, I'll be passing two here. Hmm? Fine. I hope you understood this now. Now, if I want to say that now I want to call the A class main method into my B class main method? Can I do this now? How? Same class name dot method name and the same arguments args whatever it is coming from here. Now here what will happen? JVM is going to come inside this particular class. First of all, going to call this main method, put some arguments as blank here. It is going to print this first of all B main method value, going to come on the ninth line, provide the same arguments that I provided, JVM is provided here. Fine. Then call this main method. It will go inside this main method and it is going to print the seventh line. Can we see this now? See the change? See, just a second. What I've done wrong. I think just a, just a second. It is not things. Just a second. Oh, some issue is there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, fine. Sorry. I was just, save that part. So now, as soon as I am calling from here, guys, see, it made the change. Why? Because first of all, it is coming on this particular class, checking this is the main method, and it is passing some blank arguments to it, printing this B main method. Then I am calling this A dot main method with this arguments, same blank arguments. Then it is going to go inside this A dot main, and what? It is going to print this. This is how you can actually call the static methods in different classes with the help of their class name dot method name. Okay? This is the way. Huh? Now, what if I'm saying, understand, I'm calling a main method, but I want to pass some different arguments. Can I do this? I really don't want to use this arguments which JVM is passing. I want to create what? See, I have to create some string array arguments only. है ना? But I really don't want to pass the blank. So what I can do, I'm just saying, I'm just what doing some A. This is the creating. This is the literals I am creating, and I am here passing here what? I am passing some values to it. Okay, like Nishant, I'm passing then money. I'm passing then what? Meena. Fine. These three things. What I want to do now, I want to pass this argument A. It is also of array type. This is also of an array type. As soon as I am calling this main method, this array type is going to go where? Inside here. It is going to print this thing. Huh? Now, can I check this out if I just want to print what? The arguments. If I want to print this arguments or I want to just print this array, static array, what is the way I can print this static array? Huh? I've told you guys, arrays dot toString method is there. Hmm? Hmm? Will this work? Will it print Meena, Nishant, and money for me? Now, see what I did. I'm saying, uh, I'm saying that first of all, I'm calling this particular class, and in this class, first of all, JVM is going to call this particular method, है ना? Main method, in which it is going to pass some blank arguments. Fine. It is going to print this B main method, but I have already created my what? A string array arguments for passing it inside my main method of A. So I am now passing what? Nishant, Mani, and Meena as an string array parameters inside my main method, which I'll be calling as a.main. As soon as it is going here, all those arguments of A it will be passed here. Then a.method will be printed. And now I want to print that what all arguments I have passed from this second class. I just want to check it whether it is passing successfully or also not. Hmm? See this now. I have to call from B class. Perfect. I'm just calling it. First of all, B main method will be called. See, then A main method will be called, and then this I'm just printing it. Whatever arguments I'm passing it from here, I'm just making sure that yes, the same arguments are going here. I'm just telling you that the same arguments are actually going from this B class, while I'm calling this A class name dot method name. So Nishant, Meena, and Mani just went it here, and I'm just printing it. I told you how to print all the static arrays. Hmm? Previous concept, arrays dot toString. Directly array list I can print with the help of the variable name, but not that arrays. I have to use that arrays dot toString concept. Hmm? So I hope you understood now that yes, things are working fine, and JVM is actually calling by giving a blank argument to it. Hmm? Okay, I hope this is understandable to you. Now, what I'll do, I'll create a different package, and we'll work on now some method chaining, method calling, multiple methods calling. I'll just create a class as a method calling. Okay, calling it consists of this, and yeah. Okay, I'm just created a package, a method calling, and I'm just creating a class. What? I can create any class, huh? Method chaining concept. Let us just try to understand method chaining concept. Perfect. It consists of a main method. Now, what is method chaining? I hope you have got some inference from the word chaining only. Calling a one method from the another method. Hmm? Now, what I'll do? I'll just try to create three non-static methods. Okay, simple one, public void m1. ठीक है, a simple method which is saying what? Hmm? M1 method. That's it. Nothing else. And I want to create two more methods also, guys, with the same thing. Like one is M2, and I'm saying M2 method, and one more method which is saying what your M3. And this is my, just a second, M3 method. Perfect. Now, what is the use case I want to tell you? Hmm? So let us just try to first of all create an object of this particular class. I'm just printing it what as an main method. Then I'm trying to say that create a what, a method of this particular class. So method chaining concept MC is equals to new method chaining concept. Perfect. I created an object. Now, again, tell me one thing. I'm just taking a new, I want to save it. Fine. Again, same thing, same memory utilization, same thing. Now, if I'm just saying what, I'm just directly saying this is left one is my heap and right one is my stack, where all my methods will be going. Understand this thing. This is a now important concept. This is my first of all object I created. Just a second. Perfect. This is the entire object I created. Fine. Now I am saying what? I have created three methods. So tell me inside which memory this M1, M2, M3 will be going. Hmm? Since these are all non-static methods, so a photocopy of all these methods will be going one time in my single object. I have created an MC object, sorry, this object, and is being referred by with the help of your MC reference variable. So first of all, this MC is my reference variable. Perfect. This is actually referring to my object. This is my object. Okay. This is my heap memory. This is my stack memory. Now, all the methods, I'm going to give it what? Huh? See this. So this particular thing consists of what? My M1, then it consists of my M2, and then it consists of my M3. Perfect. This is the way. This is something I'm expecting. Okay. So all these three methods, since these are non-static, a photocopy of all these methods will be going inside my object, inside my heap. Okay. Perfect. Now, what if I want to call any one of the method like M1 from this MC? Can I call this? Yes, I can call this. Why? Because MC is directly referring to the entire object. And this entire object consists of what? Three methods. No static methods. I'm having no static methods. Only one static method that will be going inside my what stack memory. Sorry, your CMA memory alone. Okay, but that's not the use case. We'll try to understand. Can I call M1 or M2 or M3 from here? See, I've already created a what reference variable, and if I'm just calling C, I can call it M1, M2, M3. I can call any of the methods. If I'm calling M1, can I just try to print it? Yes. First of all, main method is printing, then M1 method is printing. That is perfect. Now I am able to print my method. But tell me one thing. Can I call M2 method from my M1 method? Hmm? Do I need to create an again object for calling a M2 method in my M1 method? Or what is the way how I can actually call my M2 method with the help of class name, some references, or directly? Hmm? See this, guys. Since this all the three methods belong to the same entity, belongs to the same object, I need not to create any sort of any class name or dot method name or an object. I can just directly call this M2 method inside my M1 method. See how? So this is my M1 method. So first of all, what I'm doing, I'm just calling with the help of that reference variable. I'm calling the M1 method. So M1 method will be called. M1 method printed. Now I am saying that M2 you just got directly called. Can I do this? Yes, I can do this because it belongs to the same entity. It belongs to the same object. Now see the result. What it did. Main method called M1. M1 printed M1 method. Then second line says call the M2 method. It went to M2. It printed this 14th, 13th line. Huh? So what we're doing? We're actually transferring our calls from one method to another method. Okay. Now, can M2 call M3? M2 call M3? Yes, M2 can call M3. So what I'm trying to do, M2 you call now M3. Huh? Will this work? Now all the three will be printed. See, M1, M2, M3 before that main method. Huh? So this is what called, guys, as an what? Method calling or method chaining. We are chaining something. We're chaining methods to call another method without creating any object. So if we want to create call a non-static method from a non-static method, we can directly call it. This is one of the concept. Fine. Now, tell me one thing. Can I again call the M1 method from my M3 method? Hmm? Can you see some issue is there? Means some issue can be there or what? First of all, my main method is calling M1 method perfect. M1 method will be called printed, and then M2 method will be called perfect. M2 method will be printed, and then M3 method will be called perfect. So M3 will be printed. Now I am again calling the M1 method. So this M1 method will again print this. It will again call to M2 method. M2 will again print, will again call M3, and it is going to create what? A circular infinite loop, isn't it? Huh? Should try to test it. Okay. Let us just test it out. Can you see this, guys? What happened? What just happened? Huh? Uh, in the initial lines, till so many of the calling, it printed something for me. See, M1, M2, M3, or it printed all. But after some time, it just throw me what? It said me that it's an stack overflow error. You are having an exception in your main class main thread that you are calling your methods continuously in a circular motion, a circular way, and it finally led to what? Your stack memory getting overflowed. That is what a stack overflow error is called. You have heard it so many times, seen it, but probably don't know how it is created. So what is happening now, guys? What I told you, first of all the non-static methods go into my heap memory inside my object. All the static method and variables go inside my where CMA. Uh-huh. Just a second. It go inside my CMA. All the static methods. All the local variables go inside my stack memory. But now another important concept is as soon as the execution of a program starts, try to understand. As soon as the execution of a program starts, it will keep on getting allocated inside my stack memory. Huh? So all the execution, local execution, whatever execution is there of the program, it will be done, guys, inside my stack and not anywhere else, neither heap nor CMA. All the execution will be done in my local on my stack memory only. How? First of all, JVM will call directly this main method. So what will happen? A stack will be created like this. This is a stack. Okay? Inside this stack, it is saying that it consists of your what? It consists of my main method. Okay? So as soon as JVM is calling this thing, just a second. As soon as JVM is calling this particular main method, a stack will be created with a main method execution. Then what? Main method is calling what? M1. So what will happen? Another stack over to this particular main method stack will be created. Fine. In this way, saying that now I am executing what? I am executing M1 method. And further than M1 is calling what? M2 method. So a further stack will be created in this way, saying now M1 is actually calling what? Your M2 method. And then M2 is saying that I am further calling a stack will be created. So this is all stacking. Stacking is being created. One over the above, one over the above. See this. So M3 is calling. So in this way, since now I just made an infinite loop, an infinite calling, so don't you understand that this is going to do what? It is going to create this, and it is going to then overflow this particular part, and at last it is going to create a particular stack here also, or whatever method it is calling. It is now actually doing what? It is overflowing this particular stack. So the execution of this particular program is coming out or going out or losing the memory of this stack. The memory has been completely utilized of this stack, and hence it is giving you a what? A stack overflow error. So you should understand, you should know, you should write a code in that proper manner that it is not giving you a infinite looping, a infinite calling, a infinite method chaining. Fine. I hope you understand the concept of stack overflow. Hmm? Now you can ask me, Nishan, uh, don't we have anything like a garbage collector which is being utilized inside my heap memory, that if I don't have any references or a null reference object or a no reference object, it is going to deallocate the memory or destroy that objects? Huh? Don't we have any concept in case of your Stack Overflow? See, guys, we don't have that concept inside my Stack Overflow, but as soon as my program is over, this stack memory is going to be deallocated in the LIFO pattern. Hmm? You have heard a term LIFO. What is that? Last input, first output. So as soon as, see, this is a case of my Stack Overflow. Obviously, in this case, memory just utilized, got completely lost, and it's done. But if in case I'm not calling again this particular main method, so what will happen, guys? Again, see this. What will happen if I'm running a particular program? It is going to run this till here. So what will happen? It is going to create a main stack M1, M2, and M3 stack. Till M3 stack will be created. As soon as my program is over, automatically, okay, automatically, in the LIFO pattern, in the last input, first output pattern, this memory will be getting delocated. Okay. First of all, this what will happen? First of all, this M3 method will be delocated, then M2 method will be delocated, then M1 method will be delocated, and then main method. So in this way, your memory utilize is being done in case of your executions. You need not to explicitly tell that delocate the memory. JVM is doing this internally, but we don't have anything like garbage collector. If you can directly call them. Okay, so you have to make sure, you have to understand that Stack Overflow is the issue error that is coming because of execution. So all the execution, all the runtime things should be happening inside my stack memory only. Stack memory is actually utilizing for all the execution points. Hence, we have to make sure that we are not writing anything rubbish, or we are not making it to the run to the infinite part. Hmm? Okay, so heap memory allocation deallocation no, stack memory allocation deallocation no, because of that Stack Overflow error. Now it is fine for me. Okay, so few points to remember is that execution of the Java program will always happen in stack memory. Whatever methods we are calling in a Java program, entire execution will start first of all from the main method till the end, and then whatever stack memory space is utilized, it will be utilized. After that, it will be delocated once the program is over. Fine. Another thing, stack memory actually utilizes a less space than the heap memory. Why? Because all the storage part is done in the heap and the CMA only. The only execution part is done in my what? Stack. Okay. Fine. So I know, I hope you understood now how the stacks is being done, what is an issue with the Stack Overflow error, and how can you resolve this. Obviously, see, it's if you want to resolve it, you just do a what? A good coding. Other than that, it's not any way that you can actually resolve this particular error. Why you are actually creating this particular error? It's a human error only. Huh? It's a coding error. Hmm? Okay. Now we have understood what method chaining, method calling for my non-static methods. Can we see for my static methods also? Huh? I'll just create one more class as a person class, some sort of a person class. Okay, I forgot to create a main method. I can create. Guys, you can create a main method if you don't have like main, then control shift. It'll be giving an auto suggestion and just enter it. Okay, main control shift enter. Fine. Okay. I just created what? I created one okay, person class for you, and I right now want to show you how you can actually chain or method concept calling for static methods also. So here I am doing what? Okay, I'm just taking again three methods. I'm saying just a second. Public, static, okay, void, and T1 is the method, but obviously it is static method, and I'm saying what? T1 method, guys. Okay, copying it, pasting, and one more pasting. Three methods we'll be taking. Similarly, we take for your non-static, and I'm saying T1 method, T2 method, and what? T3 method here. Hmm? Now, first of all, should we create another memory diagram here? Because see, memory diagrams are quite important, guys. It will tell you how your memory is actually utilized. And then you have a line of control. Hmm? Perfect. Okay. Now, what I want to say here, first of all, you tell me where all three methods are going to go in the memory. Hmm? Heap, stack, or where? Tell me. I'm just creating. This is my CMA where all my methods are going to go. T1, T2, T3. Huh? It is going to go obviously in my this now CMA. So I am having this T1, I am having this T2, perfect, and I am having this T3, perfect. Along with what I am having, I am having a main method also. Okay. So since particular program consists of all the static methods, all the static methods will be stored inside my CMA. No non-static, nothing is there, no reference variable right now. Now tell me how to call if I want to call what? This T1 method, how to call it? I don't have any reference created right now. Should I call it with the help of a reference variable? Hmm? Or not? No in this case. Why? Because all the methods are static, I can just directly call them using a class name. Can I just check it out? If I'm trying to call person dot a T1 method, yes, I can. Okay. Can I print it? See this. Yes, I'm able to print. Why? Because see, this is a static methods, guys, and static methods can be called with the help of a class name. So class name dot method name perfectly worked for me. Memory allocation, I know now. No heap, no stack. But the concept of a stack is there. Why and how? I told you that all the executions will be done in my stack only. So in the case of static methods execution also, will the concept remain same? Yes. Whatever execution you are doing for a particular program, for a Java program, Java class file, everything will be done every time in my stack memory only. Either you have some final keywords, your static methods, non-static methods, whatever you have. So two things are permanent. All my local variables are stored inside my stack memory, and all my execution flow will be done entirely in my stack memory. Hmm? I hope this is also clear to you now, guys. Huh? So can I just try it out that if I want to call T2 method directly, obviously I can call it. How? See now, as the same thing, it is having a common memory allocation space. So I can call T2 method directly from the T1. Similarly, I can call T3 method from T2. And similarly, I can call any of the methods from any of the other methods directly without creating an object or without even calling with the help of the class name. Can we try it? Yes, we should try it. Obviously, we have seen already in case of your non-static method. Let us just try to say that I want to do what? First of all, I want to call a T1 method with the help of your class name dot method name. Okay? This T1 method in return is going to print this thing, and then it is going to call your T2 method. It is going to come here. Then it is going to print what? This thing, and then it is going to call T3 method. Fine. Then T3 method is doing what? Anything else? No. Let us just try to make it till here only, and we'll just see what is the response. See, I haven't given any sort of a main method, so let us just print main static method, and we'll just see again. Perfect. Main method, the T1, T2, T3, we are calling in a circular flow. So what will happen, guys, in this case, in execution? This is what? My main method. So as soon as my execution starts, it starts from where? Obviously from the main method. Then this main method is calling what? T1 method. A stack will be created. Then it is calling what? T2 method. A stack for that also will be created. And then what? T3 method. Anything else? Any overflow? No, nothing in this case. Obviously, why? Because it just stopped here. My program stopped here. It'll start delocating the memory then from T3, T2, T1 main. So I can have a chaining concept of a method directly calling concept in both of my case static method and my non-static method. So I hope this is clear, understandable, guys. Huh? Now tell me, can I also show the case of static overflow in this case also if I'm calling again T1 from T3? Let us check this out. Yes, the case remains same, guys. So after a certain period of time, after calling T1, T2, T3, it is going to utilize all the space of the stack. All the stack will be fully utilized, the memory of this stack memory. And then it is going to give you what? See, it is going to give you, yeah, stack overflow error. Okay. So I hope this is understandable to you. What is stack overflow error? How can we do method chaining in case of your static methods, non-static methods? How can we do a method overloading in case of static methods, non-static methods? Okay, is method overloading for my main method allowed or not allowed? And what if I don't have a correct signature of my main method in my class? Multiple things we discussed. Okay, one more point, one more concept I want to discuss with you. Very, very, very important concept. I'll just take a minute. Take. Okay. Okay. Now, first of all, can we check some rules for calling static and non-static methods? Are there any rules? You tell me now. Can I call non-static method to a non-static method directly? Yes, I can call here from here M1 to M2. Can I call static method to static method directly? See from here, static to static. Yes, I can call. Okay. Next, what? Can I call? Okay, I'll just try to do what? Uh, Let us try to have one more class, guys, to understand now this concept. What we should have it? Method calling. Okay, that's it. And I'll create a main method. I've already done that. I'll just copy paste my first of all static methods from here. Oh, sorry, these are non-static methods. I'll be just copying it from here, all three methods, and I'm just putting it here in outside my. Okay, then I'll be also copying my T1, T2, T3 methods from here. These are the static methods. Very, very important concept now. I'm just removing all these things. I don't not calling right now. So what I'm trying to do, first of all, I'm removing it first of all. Okay. Now, what I'm trying to say it here, what was the rule I was just writing? I use this method calling. Two rules we know, we understood. Non-static to non-static directly we can call, static to static directly we can call. Now, what I'll do now here, okay, yeah, fine. Let us do, let us try to create an object of this particular method calling class. I'm saying method, what, CC, whatever it is there, fine. And method calling, I've created an object. Doesn't create an issue. Why? Because I don't have any new keyword here. Fine. Now, what I'm trying to do, first of all, understand, guys, or I'll just create an object obj as my. Now, understand. If I'm just trying to call what? M1 method is what? A non-static method? Huh? Perfect. It is non-static method. Can I call this with the help of a reference variable? Yes, I can call M1. I have called it. Will it work fine? First of all, I'll just see step by step. Will this work fine? Yes, it is going to print M1 method. Before that, I am calling a main method also, to keep things smooth. Perfect. It is going to click or what? Print this main method and M1 method for me. Perfect. This is fine. But now, now understand. I've already created a diagram for you here. Okay. So this is my CMA. All the T1, T2, T3 methods are present inside my where? And main methods inside my CMA. Obviously, these are all static methods along with main method. Where are M1, M2, M3 stored? These are stored inside my where? A heap memory. Hmm? Some object. So let us consider this is the what? Method calling object. Fine. Inside this object, my M1, M2, M3, a photocopy of all the non-static methods are stored, which is being referred by where? Object obj. Can you see this? Obj is this the one? Obj? Huh? So obj is actually referring what? M1, M2, and M3. Now I am saying I have already called obj.m1, but tell me, can I call T1, which is an static method, from an M1 directly? Hmm? Can I call that? See this. If I'm saying main method you have already called m1, but I want that t1 should be called directly. First of all, tell me guys, how should I call this particular t1 method? Hmm? With any reference variable name or what? So guys, since this is an static method, and you know now how to call an static method, huh? Dot what? T1. It got called. Yes, check it out. See, main method is calling m1 method, and m1 is calling what? T1 method. So another concept now, that brings to my another concept. Can I call what? I'm saying non-static to static. Yes, using class name dot method. I can do this. Yes, I can do this. So non-static method can actually call a static method with the help of your class name dot uh, method name. Can I call it directly also? Since static methods can be called directly. Yes, it can be called directly also. But I told you, class names are the more prominent way to make sure to understand that you are calling the correct things. Fine, guys. Okay. Till now it is clear that obj is calling m1. M1 is now getting calling what? T1. And already I have told you that since T1, T2, T3 are all belongs to the same entity and CMA class, CMN what? A common memory space. Can I call T2 directly from T1 now? Hmm? Can I call T2 directly from T1? Here, see this. Can I call it? From T1, I am calling T2 now. Yes, I can call. So this is the concept of what? Static to static. This was the concept of what? Static to static from non-static. And already before I have considered, we have already called non-static to non-static. Now tell me. Now this is an important concept. Can I call? Where it is a line T2 to M2? Hmm? Can I call method m2, which is a non-static in nature, and it is present inside my heap memory, from my t2 method, which is actually static in nature and it is present inside my cma memory? First of all, tell me, how should I call a non-static method? Class name? By class name or directly or what? No, I have to call the m2 methods which are non-static in nature via object only. And that means t2 cannot directly call my non-static method for sure. Why? Because for calling to non-static method, I have to utilize my obj object. But I am only having my obj object created inside my where? A main method. So just check this out. If I'm just saying T2, you do what? You call the M2 method directly. No, it is saying no. I cannot call you directly here because you are a non-static and I cannot make a static call. Can I do with the help of your class name? What is this method calling? Dot M2. See this? Cannot make a static reference to a non-static method. No, I cannot. You have to make sure, you have to remember this, guys, that there is no other way to call a non-static methods or a variables if you don't have any object created. So you have to call all the objects, your methods, static, non-static methods and variables with the help of the reference name only. Then how should I do this? Hmm? I want to call method m2, which is a non-static method, from my t2 only. How can I call it? Hmm? So there is one way. If I can pass, or if I can utilize this object reference to call this particular method, can I uh, solve this problem? That I want T2 to call this method M2, but you have to pass a reference as an object. Means I have to somehow utilize this obj reference. Hmm? Can I use this? Can I do this? Hmm? So what would you do? Tell me. So guys, in this case, now this is an important concept. What I am trying to do, I am saying that obj, or okay, fine. For right now, it is understand obj dot, you call the m2 method. But do this particular method have any obj there? No, it is local variable. It is present inside my this only. So how should I do this? So actually I have to pass a reference, okay, a same like this obj reference to this particular method also. How? This obj reference is of what data type? String, int, or what? No, obj reference is of method calling or class name reference type. Hmm? So I have actually put a parameter as method calling class name and reference variable. And I want to pass this particular reference, or I want to call now empty method with the help of the same reference. Can I do this? Now the error is gone. So this is what? Hmm? I'll tell you. Okay, let's just try to complete this program. So now this error is gone. Now it is saying now you have actually parameterized your method and you are actually using some local obj, or if I can say obj2, and I have to call with the same. So it is saying now you have actually uh, um, did what? You have actually utilized a class name variable of the same class, and with the help of that same class variable, now you are trying to call the method too. Will this work? Yes, it will work. But can you see some issue warning is coming here? Why? It is saying that since you are now directly calling this T2 method, supply my argument, na? T2 is now expecting some argument. What argument? It is expecting some class name uh, reference variable argument. How should I do that? I have to pass it here. What? See, same thing. I have to pass it from here also now. Let's see. See, I am just saying obj1, a local variable, and I am passing the same local variable because it's of the same thing. The class name, parameter type, it is having a reference variable obj1. The same T2 method is expecting. So I'm giving inside this obj1. So now it is saying what is okay, fine. You can call the T2 method, and T2 method and can directly call M2 method. I'll just go above again. Now this is saying M1 method that you are calling T1 method with the help of the class name. So T1 method you are calling with the help of the class name in my M1 method, but try to give the argument now. Because T1 is now expecting what? Where is T1? T1 is now expecting this method class name reference variable. So I have to give the same thing to my here also. And it is just saying obj3, let be. And I am just passing it obj3 here. So now this error is also gone. Now class name dot method name is being called by passing my what? A reference variable of that same class. And what I'm saying now, see, all the errors are gone from here. Now come to the main method. Main method is saying what? That Nishan, now you're trying to call M1 method, which is non-static in nature, but this M1 method is expecting what? See this, M1 method is expecting what? It is expecting a reference variable of this method calling class. So what should I do? What is the reference variable of this method calling class I have created just now? This one? Can I pass this same directly inside this? Hmm? So now, guys, I am calling this M2 method with the help of this obj reference by passing the reference as an what? As an argument. This is what called as call by reference. You're actually calling a particular method by passing the class name variable. Hmm? Will this work fine now? So till here I just called main method, M1 method, T1 is calling T2. Now T2 should be calling M2 method. Hmm? Can we check this out? See this main method M1, T1, T2, and now T2 is calling the M2 method with the help of that object reference variable, OBJ. You cannot directly call a non-static method from a static method. Is that my fourth thing? So static method calling what? A non-static method? No, but can only be done via a reference. Perfect. A complex, but it is this only. So if you're calling a particular method by passing the class name reference variable to call that particular method, you have to pass a reference of that class. You are passing that. So you're doing it calling by reference. This is a reference. You're calling that particular method with the help of that class name variable references. This is called as class what? Call by reference. Earlier I have told you call by value. What it was this? If you are calling a particular method by passing some int a, int b values from my main method, that was call by value, but this is call by reference. Okay, guys. I hope this is understandable to you now. A bit complex, but understandable. Huh? Should I give you some another example? Huh? Tell me another example. Okay, I'll just see. I'll just take one more example for this concept. And what it is, I'm saying, okay, call by reference functionality. Fine, I'm creating a main methods. Quickly, I'll try to do, and we'll see one this thing what I'm saying. So I'm just saying I am having two. I'm having some methods like send mail. Again, send mail method, which is non-static in nature, and it is saying what? Uh, Send mail method. And what I'm saying, I'm taking one get mail method also, but that should be now static. Void, yes, void and get mail method. I'm saying no argument. No, I don't need any argument. I'm just saying what? Just try to print uh, get mail method, guys. Now, what I'm doing here, see this. First of all, tell me how should I call this static method from my main method? First of all, this is the case. Hmm? Reference variable directly or class name. Let us take, obviously class name is the preferred one. Call by reference is my class name dot. I am saying get mail method since you are static in nature. What is the value you should print? That get mail method it is going to print. Now, I am saying that now again from this particular static method, call what? Call the non-static method. Again from this static method, call non-static method. Tell me how you're going to do this, guys. If you have to call the send mail method from the get mail method, what is the way? Hmm? Tell me. Hmm? Tell me. Can I just try to check in this way? Call by reference, and I'm saying some variable as an obj, and I'm saying that now you have since you have got an obj, so obj dot directly call what? The send mail method. Can I do this? Hmm? But what? There is an error now in main method. Why? Because it is saying since now you have provided a class name reference variable name to this particular method get mail to call your send mail method, I am giving you error. Why? Because this get mail now is expecting what? It is expecting a class name reference variable name. So what should I do? I'll just create a reference variable also for this. C1 is equals to new. See this? Now can I pass this directly C1 here? This is also a reference variable. Huh? Sorted or not? See this? See get mail method, send mail method. First of all, get mail method and it is calling send mail method. Huh? Any issue? No. Why? Because I'm directly calling now the non-static method with the help of that object reference variable of that particular class. And here I am just directly calling this get mail method by passing the same class name reference variable. Okay, guys. I hope this is understandable to you. A little bit tricky concept, some, hmm? But important to understand. Huh? So, guys, yeah, I think that was all from this today's session. A lot of things I covered up with you. I don't really want to, mess you out. Tomorrow we'll be having some more important sessions, some more important discussions. Any questions, guys, till here? Huh? Any questions? Okay, I think if you don't have any questions, we are good to close. I'll just post the recordings once it is, completed. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot.